taught by my coach, many years ago, before 2000, that the hamstring, bicep fem, is like the muscle in the body that goes towards its limit. It's 100% capacity, more than any other muscle in the body, and we do that when we run. So you need to kind of do a lot of foundation work so that you can sprint. So I'm 52 right now, and I still sprint every week. I still lift heavy and climb and jump and all those things, pick up kids, so you kind of got to be consistent.
Hello YouTube, welcome to another treatment video with myself and Ninja. Today, being March and being in Melbourne, football season started, so a lot of hamstring problems. So we're going to be working on Ninja's hamstrings today. A quick look at this anatomy here. These are our hamstrings, so you can see that yellow nerve that's running down, that's the sciatic nerve that branches into two other nerves, the tibial and common peroneal nerve. But you can see right in here, right on that bone where those muscles are attaching. We've got three hamstring muscles. We've got the semimembranosus, the semitendinosus, and the biceps femoris. And so the biceps femoris is the most lateral one, and then the semitendinosus comes in more medially. And when we're going to be working these, we're going to be getting right up into that bone where it attaches. So I might come around this way so I'm not getting in your way, but it attaches right up onto the pelvis. So I'm going to come in with a thumb, nice and precise, sink in to that attachment, sink in till you feel that bone, and press in. Now, out of all the hamstrings, the biceps femoris, the lateral one, is the one that is most commonly injured. It's in about 75 to 85% of hamstring strains comes from this muscle. Now, if you're a football player and you've been doing heavy pre-season and stuff, you've been doing a lot of sprinting, a lot of change of direction, a lot of kicking, a lot of acceleration, deceleration, these hamstrings get worked pretty intensely, but they may not be conditioned to the vigors of game day. So early season, we often see quite a few hamstring problems coming in. So it's about conditioning and strengthening those hamstrings, doing some sprints, doing some training in the gym. I know Jace just put out a Instagram reel about how to train your hamstrings if you keep on getting recurrent hamstring strains. So give that one a bit of a watch too, because it's very good. But you can see here, my thumbs are quite deep into Ninja's hamstrings. How are you going there, Ninj?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine. It's good engagement.
Feel the pressure?
Yeah, it's therapeutic.
So yeah, we're just sort of pinning and holding. Most of these hamstring strains, when they occur, they do occur up near this proximal attachment site. So again, we're not rushing, we're just sinking in, getting that connection. Now, the hamstrings, like I said, they take a bit of a beating through your running, jumping, landing in your footy. Their function is to literally extend the leg back and bend the knee. So when you're thinking of all that high speed running, that hamstring is doing a lot of work. It also has a little bit of an action in that sort of tibial rotation. You probably don't really see it that much in high performance sport because it's a very minimal movement, but just so you know, it does do a little bit of that tibial rotation. So yeah, with these thumbs, I'm just sort of sinking in. I'm quite deep, as you can possibly see. Even if you come around here, Leo, you can see how deep I'm actually into that muscle there. But yeah, sinking in quite deep, getting that connection. And I'm basically just tracing that line down that hamstring, but only going at the rate that the body's allowing me to. We're not rushing it. Sometimes, you know, superficial stuff can be beneficial depending on how severe or if they've recently torn it. But Ninja's hamstrings are pretty healthy.
Pretty healthy.
Pretty healthy.
Yeah.
So we can go a bit deeper, a bit harder to try and clean out any of that deeper underlying stuff as well that can build up over time, can't it?
Correct. Yeah.
And so this sort of work is even just great for maintenance as well. We see quite a few footy players that come in here just for maintenance. They've got a game day coming up, so they'll get a bit of a rub down beforehand. Generally, if it's less specific, we can go through maybe a bit more areas, but if we're focusing heavily on a hamstring, if it is a niggle, yeah, then we take our time. But yeah, I'm slowly sliding down. But yeah, you can tell I'm in quite deep. Just trying to make sure that you're maintaining that connection. I've also got no wax on my hands too, so I'm not slipping and sliding around. This is just raw, completely raw.
Yeah, the best.
You'll be feeling it, won't you, Ninj?
Yeah, man, it's the best. Go the rate the tissue's unravelling at.
Yeah.
Stops you from being really fast and busy. Just want to get the right spots, engage with the right spots that are for me.
Yeah.
So it's tailored and then be effective when you're hitting those spots. So you clear it, give the body a chance to heal.
So I can feel there was a little bit of twitch just then, but I can also feel just like I might have slipped off one of the muscle fibers, but I can feel the next sort of one slightly there as well. So I'm just kind of tracing where I feel that tension. And, you know, you might have treated 100 hamstrings before, but if you've got someone completely new that you haven't treated before, it's like a new body part. So yes, we understand the anatomy, we understand the attachments and the actions and everything that it does, but where is that person's pain? Where are they feeling it? And what can we do to help facilitate that healing? Maybe a slight little shift of angle. Maybe if I push a bit more laterally towards that outer side, there might be a little bit more, or maybe Ninja needs it a bit more medially, which when I'm pushing now against Ninja, I feel probably there's a bit more resistance as I push a bit more medially there. Another good indication is these hamstrings, yes, they attach right up here and down into the knee like this biceps femoris, right onto the outside of that fibula. And then the semi-mem, semi-tendinosus out to the outer medial part of that tibia. But they've also got attachments down, all the way down onto that femur. So getting down to that bone level and like breaking down some of those adhesions and those stickiness points that are at that bone level can also be quite therapeutic as well. And so I could trace this all the way down the leg. Just for the sake of the video, I am going to sync out there, but you can see on Ninja the line I've traced straight down, just even to that part there. But yeah, I'm now going to come in with an elbow, just so you can see slightly different. Again, same sort of philosophies, but just different tools that we can use. Again, a little bit of a twitch from Ninja there,
Yeah.
but that's okay. Sink in. So this is not as pinpoint precise as a thumb. So a thumb obviously being smaller, we can hit spots a bit more specifically, but sometimes a bit of a broad, you can get a bit more force through here. So if you can't quite get it through your thumb, using an elbow can be really beneficial as well. But then, like I said, go exploring. So like maybe angle up a bit more into that attachment spot. So dig that elbow well and truly into that glute fold there. Can be really beneficial. But Ninj, why don't you tell everyone else here what you do to strengthen your hamstrings to keep your hamstrings healthy?
Number one thing is sprints.
Sprints.
And in particular, high speed. So you're in your top speed for yourself. So it doesn't matter about other people, how fast you are compared to them, but it's your own top speed. So you got to build up so you can run flat out and not have any hesitation and worry about how you're going to pull up or if you're going to hurt yourself. It's very liberating when you can just flat out run as fast as you can, put every single thing into it. The hamstrings are, well, I got taught by my coach, many years ago, before 2000, that the hamstring, bicep fem, is like the muscle in the body that goes towards its limit. It's 100% capacity, more than any other muscle in the body, and we do that when we run. So you need to kind of do a lot of foundation work so that you can sprint. So I'm 52 right now, and I still sprint every week. I still lift heavy and climb and jump and all those things, pick up kids, so you kind of got to be consistent with that real fundamental stuff, and then you always can do it. So yeah.
If someone wanted to sprint and lift, what could they do?
I think first thing is to get a training partner. I think that's probably my number one thing, because like a lot of training is about connection with other people, and are kind of just not accountable to yourself but accountable to somebody else. If you kind of let them down, you let yourself down as well. It's a double-edged thing. So I think getting a partner that you can train with at the same time each week and make it consistent. So that's the first thing. But I did a barefoot sprint series. It's on YouTube, so you can look at that playlist, and it shows you how to do everything from marking out a track to warm-ups and different drills you can do, and sprint starts and sprint drills are all in there, so you can kind of follow that along. You can buy our Fundamentals of Fitness, our health and fitness Bible, and then the advanced course as well. That shows you how to do everything as well and how to build it up over time. So it's even better. So you can be guided. But yeah, you just got to get out there and start. And I kind of get people to start with 5 meters. So everyone can move 5 meters, as quickly as they can. So it doesn't matter what condition you're in. And it's so much different to jogging. So I kind of had a saying many years ago, like you got to learn how to sprint before you can learn how to jog. It shows you the sequence and how to pattern, the patterning, but also how to absorb forces and how to be landing on your toes and spread your feet and things like that. So yeah, it's a massive advocate, and so simple, and it's free. Don't need any equipment. Just need some space. There's heaps of space on this planet, So heaps of grassed areas, beach, things like that, where you can kind of connect with nature, earth out as well as tap into pure biomechanics. And the more you do it, the more efficient you become. So you just got to.
And so if you're in the Richmond and Ferntree Gully areas here in Melbourne, we also have our barefoot sprint club that we run. So Richmond Thursday nights at 6 p.m. and Ferntree Gully, it's 4 p.m. on the Friday.
4 or 4:30, yeah.
4 or 4:30 on the Friday. So if you're in those areas and you do want to run, come run with us. It's good fun. It's good conditioning for the body as well. And then in terms of the other side of things, I know, like I said, Jace did a reel on specific strengthening exercises for the hamstring. Deadlifts and was the big one at the end, but Nordic hamstring curls, eccentrics, again, putting yourself through a little bit of discomfort because they're never fun. But it's how you can strengthen those hamstrings up quite a bit. So now I've changed back to the thumb because I feel like this is just sort of what Ninja needs. I can feel just a bit more, again, laterally. I'm now again pushing up towards that attachment point, but it's generally where that tendon and muscle junction, that musculo-tendinous junction, is often where a lot of these problems occur. So again, just sinking in, you can see there's a big pit where my thumb is. So I'm well and truly deep in there. And I'm just feeling where that's tight. And you can see some twitches and some shakes. And that's normal for this sort of area. It's a sensitive area. Again, that sciatic nerve. So yeah. How are you going with that, Ninja?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, man.
Tolerable?
Yeah.
Therapeutic?
Yeah, therapeutic.
Good. Alrighty. Slowly sink out of there. Again, you can see all the redness that's been coming up to the surface just from where that thumb's been held. I'm just going to quickly show some stuff a bit more distally, just to finish off. So again, biceps femoris comes in and attaches right to the top of the fibula there. So you can be tight anywhere along that hamstring line, but sometimes there might be a little bit of a niggle just in here as well. So sink in there. Again, you can use a thumb, you can use a broad palm, you can use an elbow. I like to use a thumb because it just seems the spot that it needs, and like I said, I feel like I'm hitting some spots on Ninja because there's some twitches happening.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Involuntary.
Yeah. So the body, it's basically the body saying this is what it needs, and it's getting conditioned to deal with things. That central nervous system sort of on a bit of high alert, so sometimes it's calming that down. Yeah, and you can see just with a thumb, and again, I could trace this the entire hamstring length just for video's sake. I'm probably not going to go the whole way up, but yeah, you can see just with that thumb, that connection. Again, a few more twitches, which is good, Ninja.
Yep.
Alrighty, but that's just a little glimpse of how we can treat the hamstrings. Again, you could do the same sort of thing on that medial side as well, starting down at the knee and tracing all the way up. But if you're suffering from this sort of pain, don't delay, come on in, get some work done. Even if you're not in pain, but you're doing a lot of sport, get the maintenance in to make sure that your legs are conditioned for game day. Yeah, we're here in Richmond, we're out there in Ferntree Gully, get it done.